Hello and welcome to my video. I've owned the car now for just over 4 months, and so I thought I'd do a quick just run through about everything, my hates, my likes. Well, I wouldn't use the word hate for anything because there isn't really anything I hate about this car, but anyway, earlier on the footage you saw just now was me at the Porsche Centre Portsmouth. They were giving me a complimentary full valet. How nice of them. And so anyway, in the end, we're inside now, obviously. Now, this car, I brought it, it was a 2017 plate, but I've been looking at getting one for over a year. And I can honestly say that this car, the specification, well, I'd love to meet the previous owner who brought it from new, because she basically just spec'd it exactly how I would expect it if I brought this car brand new. So it was like she's my angel because just everything, just a little bit like the carbon fiber in a little bit extra trim, just to, you know, in the interior, just gives it that little bit more, you know, this is a fancy car sort of thing. Saying that, the one thing she didn't spec, which if any of you are looking to buy one of these cars, I after having 4 months of it, don't get me wrong, the standard stereo system, which is what this has got, is fine, but I would have definitely spec'd it with the Bose, and every time I look at the speakers and don't see the word Bose there, it annoys me. But yeah, I think from new, that's like an extra £600 option, which I would definitely spec. And so obviously if you're looking for a used one, just if they've got Bose on it, then yeah, that's great. But other than that, everything else about this car I love. Heated steering wheel, it's really lovely. Heated seats, obviously. I love the control. Sorry, I've got the steering wheel at a funny angle. The controls on the steering wheel I love. They're just useful. Sports chrono, that for me, I think I've said before, is a must. It just purely, it's just so you can just, instead of there being this crappy little button down here with sport on it, I just love having this dial that you can just subtly turn to sport when you want to, and it is just lovely. Also keyless, so this car is completely keyless, so it has a fob in it, which you obviously use to turn on the ignition, etc. Sorry. See, that's the sound. It's just not Bose. But yeah, I just love everything about this car. Sports exhaust, that's something I think a lot of people, when I see the reviews, they say you can live without that, to be fair. It does make a difference, don't get me wrong, but again, it's not, you know, 100% necessary. PDK, again, that's just down to your preference. I'm lazy, so I like to just drive around and not have to do anything with my left arm. But on the swing of it, a manual obviously is going to be a lot more engaging, but this is faster. Definitely, if you're going to have any sort of drag race with someone and you've got the PDK, you know, they're not going to touch you in a manual. So yeah, what else? 14-way seats this one has, adjustable, which again I think is a little bit, it's one of them. It was when I saw that it was on the options, it was like great, but you know, that wouldn't have put me off if it wasn't that. You know, that is a lot of adjusting. Just standard stuff on the car. I love just the little storage compartments and stuff. Just helps you out, sort of thing. Obviously everyone knows about the cup holders. Talk about over engineering, but they are very, very tasteful. And really, interior wise, there's not really much else I can say. Or just I've just literally loved every minute of driving this car. I don't have any problems. Yeah, obviously it's not going to be as practical as a bloody Ford Focus or something, but you know, I haven't struggled. I go shopping. I use this as a daily, and there's nothing I can't do really in this car. that, you know, I could do in a apart from obviously having people in the back. That's probably the only problem with this car, is that if someone wants picking up, and you know, unless they're on their own, you're gonna it's taxi time for them, sort of thing. But yeah, no, I love it. 4 months and I just absolutely love this car. I brought it from a main dealer, Porsche Centre Guildford, and so obviously it come with the 2-year warranty, and that is lovely, just to have that peace of mind. Don't get me wrong, the mileage on this when I brought it, it was, I think, about 6,500 miles. Now it's, as you can see, I've done quite a few in it, but so that sort of mileage, it's like having a brand new car anyway. But it is nice to have that peace of mind, and you know that Porsche are going to give you this car in great nick. They're going to check every nook and cranny, every nut and bolt, so you know. But obviously then with that, there is a premium you pay. I probably could have got this a little bit cheaper had I've just gone to a normal dealership or something, but no, I love it, absolutely love it. So yes, if you're in the market for a Porsche 718 Cayman S, then I'd strongly recommend it. They're definitely great value for money. Someone asked me, oh, would you go for the normal one, the 718, just the standard? And to be honest, I'd say no, just because I love having that little bit of extra power. And also I just love it when you turn the car on and it's got a little S comes up, just reminds you, you know, yep, you've done all right in life, mate. But yeah, but obviously the standard one, I'd get the standard one as long as it's got the PASM, so it's lowered by the 20mm or something, have it 10-20mm lower, because I think that makes a massive difference on the look of the car. What we'll do now is we'll go and do a little walk around on the outside, and I'll talk through a few other little bits. So here we are. I must say, this, just from the rear side, is one of my best views of the car. It's got such a lovely lines and curves. Apologies, I haven't given it a wash, so it's a bit dirty. Still though, after 4 months, the wheels are immaculate. Something I've struggled with previous cars, obviously curbing and stuff. So that's the one thing. So I think I've said this before in another video, but the LED headlights is a must for me. Not because of them being brighter or anything, purely just from an aesthetic point of view. They make the car I think they just make it look so much better than the standard ones, and it also just makes it look like the newer Porsches as well. It just keeps up with the trend. But yeah, I still, and then 4 months, and I still, every time I look at her, I just absolutely fall in love again. A couple of things I'm tempted to do to it. So the trim on the rear diffuser is just like a standard satiny black. I'm thinking about getting that gloss black to match the wheels, and then also maybe do these air vents, and the same with the front. Just get them nice and shiny gloss, I think. But other than that, I wouldn't do anything to it. I see a lot of people do their spoiler in black or something, or, you know, add a bigger spoiler, or that's not for me. Here we go. But yeah, just to go back to a couple of the things then. So PASM is again a must for me on this car. It makes the look of it so much better, just having it lowered, and then obviously with the upgraded 20-inch wheels, that really does make a difference. Just makes it lower, sits lower. I absolutely love it, to be fair. Sorry, I sound like a fanboy going on about it. This is my first Porsche, and well, I can't see me ever going back now. From here, it's going to have to be a Ferrari or something. Get back in. But yeah, so basically, if you're looking at one, I'd 100% recommend it. Honestly, I've not found anything really I dislike. Actually, one thing on the stereo, sorry. So, I mean, this baffles me. You'd think Porsche would, you know, think about this sort of thing. It doesn't have, so when you turn the volume up, there's no visual indicator of the volume. So I know obviously you just use your ears, but it is nice to know, see a little bar or something come up when you turn the volume up and down, just so you know when you're going to the maximum sort of thing. So yeah, don't buy one of these cars. They don't have a visual indicator for the volume. But yeah, no, apart from that, I really can't think of anything else. Oh yeah, the wheels. So I've got the 20-inch Carrera S, I think they are, the Starline. But in the winter, I must admit, when it's cold and I start up the engine, when you start doing any sort of like maneuvers out of the car park space or off your drive or whatever, the tyres, I don't know what the technical word is, but they do pinch or fud, like, because they're not warmed up. So when you're doing any sort of like a 3-point turn or something, this car, it makes the most horrendous fudding noise, and it sounds like something's wrong with it. And I phoned up Porsche. I was like, what the hell's going on? And they just assured me that that was completely normal. And that's why a lot of customers, when they buy these cars, they actually have winter wheels as tires as well. So then that's got the smaller wheel but thicker tire, so then they don't have that problem. But I'm too shallow and I can't bear the thought of smaller wheels going on this car. So yeah, I just put up with it, to be fair. But after a few minutes of driving, it goes away. But yeah, so yeah, that's it really. Two things I don't like about it, if you can call it that. But the rest is perfect. I'd highly recommend it. The S or the standard one, I'd personally go for the S if you've got the money. GTS obviously, but no, I love it. I couldn't recommend this car any higher than I just absolutely love it. Thanks for watching. Obviously, any comments, if you want any more questions answered, just feel free to comment and I will happily respond. Thanks again for watching, and sorry for the quality. It is just on my phone. I haven't got one of those fancy GoPro cameras or anything. But yes, and take care guys. Bye.